Hello, 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 and welcome. Well, in this video today, I want to talk to you about 10 side effects while you're taking a GLP-1 that nobody really talks about and could be kind of embarrassing. And I think that's probably why. But let's talk about it. I want to talk about it. And a couple of these things I have experienced or I am currently experiencing, and some of the things I'm hoping to never experience. So let's count these 10 things down. If you are taking Mounjaro, Zepbound, Ozempic, or Wegovy, you may be able to relate to some of these things. So today I'm going to talk to you about what these 10 things are and give you some tips on how to manage them. So let's jump right in. Let's get started with number 1. Hair thinning and shedding. Now, I know you ladies out there have been talking about hair shedding, your hair thinning. Part of it could be that we're getting older. So I'm just going to tell you, this is not officially listed as a side effect up to the date of this video. Now, things change so quickly. Maybe it'll be put on the list one day. But rapid hair loss, increased hair loss. Have you ever been in the shower or washing your hair and you get a little bit of extra shedding? And then once you actually try to brush it out gently or comb it out, that's the key. You have to brush gently or comb gently. Your hair starts to come out more than you thought. Some people I know have been horrified because they've experienced this in the washing phase of their hair. And what makes this happen while you're taking a GLP-1 could be your low protein intake. It could also be the fact that you are not eating enough. And when you're not eating enough food, you're not getting enough nutrients. It could also be that you need to supplement, right? Biotin is a really good supplement for hair, skin, and nails. So you probably just need that extra supplementation, but definitely make sure you're eating enough food. How are you going to know that? You are going to track. And I'm going to tell you, I use the app PEP to track. PEP is designed to help us along on our GLP-1 journey. It was specifically created for GLP-1 users. And it tracks it all. It tracks your calories, your macros. Macros are your protein, carbs, your fats. It also tracks your injection, your side effects. So you want to really check out this app. Check out my link in the description if you're interested. So besides prioritizing protein for that hair, I'm going to encourage you to take a multivitamin. So I take these. I'm going to show you what I take. You do not have to take these supplements. Nutrafol, it's on the expensive end, but they really work. You have to give it like 3 to 6 months to see some growth, to see some thickness in your hair. And I know for some people that may seem like a long time, but anything that's promising results sooner than that, unless a doctor prescribed it to you, I would question that. Another thing you could do is talk to your doctor. Your doctor sometimes will be able to prescribe something for you that would be more effective than just your over-the-counter. And I also have tried another one that's on the cheaper end, this one by Nature's Bounty. Good luck with finding a supplement and a hair care routine for you. I did make a video about this. I'm going to link it in here. I want you to check that out. Number 2 is, you guessed it, muscle loss. People often lose muscle along with fat when they're taking a GLP-1. Especially if you're not lifting weights and doing some strength training. And I'm sure we've heard this over and over, but it is so true. I think people have to realize that, yes, you're losing weight, you're slimming down, but you could also be losing muscle. And I just experienced that with my latest DEXA scan. So I'm going to tell you, if you do not want to lose that muscle, you got to eat protein. My doctor told me 80 grams a day. At least. And so my goal is to get between 90 and 120. So anywhere in between that 90 and 120, I think is great. You might be saying, well, I don't care about muscle, but you should care. And this is why loss of muscle could lead to a lower metabolism, a plateau on your weight loss journey, which you do not want. I'm sure no one wants a plateau when they're trying to lose weight. And also being very frail. Have you seen some people who lost weight and look frail? Like they look like if they fall, they're going to break every bone in their body. That's not what we want to do. We want to have muscles. We want to have strength. We want to have the ability to fall and get back up, right? We don't want to fall and have a fracture. So I'm just going to insert an interesting fact about women as they age and the possibility of what could happen when we fall. Because I don't think we realize that having muscle and having that strength it plays a huge role. It's not just about how you look in your body comp. It also is about other things going on with your weight loss in your body. So let's work on that. Here is a tip. Here is a tip for you. Get a DEXA scan. A DEXA scan is an x-ray of your body. You're going to get the DEXA scan that tells you your bone density, but you also want to get the DEXA scan that tells your body composition. It's going to weigh your muscle, your lean muscle mass, and it's going to let you know how much fat you have, and not just the percentage of your body fat, but that visceral fat, the fat around your organs. That's the dangerous fat that you want to decrease. And a lot of times when people are on this journey, they don't realize that they're dropping pounds. I mean, you're losing, but you're also losing muscle. And we don't want to do that. We want to lose fat while maintaining or gaining muscle. So that's the goal. Get that DEXA scan. If you've never heard of a DEXA scan, I'm going to link a video where you can, check it out. I've had 2 DEXA scans up to this point, and start where you are. So you might be thinking, well, I've already started my journey. I'm 100 pounds down. I don't care where you are in your journey. It's not too late to get a DEXA scan, because you can start where you are, and whatever your results are, you're going to need more than one though, because you want to show improvement in wherever you start. So you're going to get that DEXA scan, see what it tells you. 3 to 6 months later, get a second DEXA scan so that you can know where you stand with your bone density, with your visceral fat, with the body percentage fat, and with your lean muscle mass. And sure, the scales can tell you that, but most scales aren't going to be as accurate as the DEXA scan. Now, I didn't say all, I'm saying most. So go for it. Get that DEXA scan. Number 3 is something I'm experiencing right now. Number 3 is body dysmorphia. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think I have body dysmorphia, but what I do have is an image in my head of how big I am, and I'm really not that big. So let me just tell you, after a huge amount of weight loss, and sometimes it doesn't even have to be a lot. It could just be enough where it's noticeable, but people feel disconnected often to their new bodies, and I'm experiencing that right now. Loose skin, unexpected changes in your shape, your boobs may become saggier, your bootay, your behind, it may become flat, and all those things you're not really expecting to happen when you lose weight. Now, some of us have been on this rodeo, and you might think, well, yeah, I knew I was going to gain this weight, but some of us aren't used to that, and some of us are kind of shocked with how our body turns out. So that's why another reason why you need to do that strength training, because that's going to help support the shape you want your body to be. So these changes in your body often lead to low confidence or depression with people. And I'm not having low confidence or depression, but I'm just continually thinking my body is bigger than it is. And it's not to the point where I think it's obsessive, because that's one of the characteristics of someone who has body dysmorphia. I'm not obsessive. So it's called mirror shock, right? Where you're just, you can't believe what you see in the mirror. So here's a tip for you. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but some of us do need therapy. Some of us need to talk this through. Journaling, how you feel, how you are feeling about how you look, positive images on TV that shows a positive body image, or on social media. So if you're scrolling and always looking at those perfect ladies with the perfect bodies and the perfect ones doing the exercise, I would say turn that off, right? I would say find someone that's around your size. There's so many different people out there in YouTube land. Find someone that maybe doesn't look perfect doing the exercise you're doing. If that's going to make you not work out, seeing somebody on there that is the perfect almost 10 with her body, find somebody who's not. Start where you are. Go to chair yoga. Find someone that's exercising. I used to love Leslie Sansone. She used to do those tapes, weigh the pounds, and now she's on YouTube. Walk with her. When I walk with her, I feel like this is attainable, right? Like this is something I can do. So start where you are. Again, connect with some people in your community, like the Downsizing Diva channel. Interact with me live. Find me live. I'm on live Sundays, Wednesdays, and currently Fridays. So find somebody or another community. If this is not the community for you, find your people. Connect with somebody. I think you'll just have a better experience and be able to talk things out and have people to help you with your challenges, but also have people to celebrate your wins. I think that's so important. All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I'm only at number 4. Number 4 is the loss of joy in eating. Now, how many times have I been on a live and somebody has told me that they just don't enjoy eating food anymore? Like this, GLP-1 medication has zapped and taken away their desire to eat or even the desire to eat. They don't even enjoy eating. And I will say I have experienced that too. And for some of the foods, I'm glad, right? It's a good thing. But sometimes it's like a sadness that comes along with that because food for a lot of us is associated with memories and a lot of good memories. So the joy of eating has been taken away by these GLP-1s. And for a lot of us, it's like finally, right? You're not living to eat, you're eating to live. So if this has happened to you, if you're repulsed by your favorite meals, I mean, you just can't stand them, I'm going to give you a tip. You have to find something that you can eat that doesn't make you feel repulsed. And I don't know what that process is. It could be a process of elimination. It could just be finding things that bring you a little bit of not comfort, but satisfaction. Because what can happen, I know it's great that, oh gosh, I don't want to eat French fries anymore. But what about the healthier food? Some people don't even want to eat that. So I would say to you, you have to eat because you don't want to have malnutrition. And that is not a good thing, especially on this journey. And remember, we're trying to keep our hair. Number 5 is delayed gastric emptying. If you were taking a GLP-1 that was prescribed to you by a doctor, hopefully they explained, or you went on Eli Lilly's website, or you were in one of these GLP-1 magnificent communities, and they talked about the GLP-1s slowing down your digestion. And it can feel like your food is just sitting there in your stomach, waiting for something to happen for hours and hours and hours, and nothing happens. Some people actually experience that and feel bloated and just pause. Well, this causes you to get full really fast. It causes these awful sounding sulfur burps. Now, I'm going to say sounding because I personally have not experienced the burping. Sulfur burps, I can't even imagine how that smells when it comes out. And so I'm just thanking my lucky stars that up to this point, I have not experienced that. That's not to say that I never will, because every time you go on a different dose, you could possibly experience it. So I'm just glad that I have not experienced. If you have been experiencing that, here is a tip. Eat smaller protein-rich meals throughout the day, little small meals throughout the day. So that is going to be helpful for you. And if your goal is somewhere between 80 and 100 or 120, and if you are, working out heavily and you are eating a lot of protein, it could be more than that. But I would just tell you to do that. Get that protein in, eat that protein first with whatever meal you have, and make sure you're eating little small portions throughout the day just to get that food in. So good luck with that if this is one of your challenges. Number 6, increased sensitivity to smell. I've heard people talk about this, that they have an increased sensitivity to smell. So some people said they have a heightened sense of smell while taking these medications. Now, if you have this can lead to getting very sick, having nausea, and also vomiting. And I'm sure no one wants that feeling. Like, isn't that the worst feeling when you're sick to your stomach, literally and physically, especially in the early weeks of starting the medication, or if you titrate up and go up on the dose. So to avoid this, here's a tip for you. Avoid being around food when it is prepped. If you are the one that has to prep the food, then you might want to, have some perfume or some kind of air freshener or something going on, lime or incense, or I don't know, something going on in the background. Maybe the windows could be open. So you just want to make sure that you're prepping in an environment that is not making the smells even worse. I would say avoiding strong perfumes. That's another thing. Are you using perfume like that? So just the smells of it all, just controlling the smells, the perfume, the air fresheners and all those things in your home or wherever you're taking your medication. I think having an awareness that could contribute to nausea and things like that is going to be helpful. Number 7 is having deflated emotions. And what I mean by that is not really feeling joy and happy, kind of feeling sad, but not depressed. It's more of like not being excited, right? Nothing excites you. You just kind of are blah throughout your day. And somebody might be saying, that's how I was before the GLP-1. So if that was you, even when you achieved a big goal or you had a win, and you know what? I've experienced people in my lives who you could tell that they probably aren't used to being doted on and told how great they are and just told they were doing a great job, because some people have a hard time accepting a compliment and they would say they're not used to it. Part of this medication is also linked to that. Part of this could be a phenomenon called dopamine suppression, and it's the loss of food-related pleasure cues. So you'd be surprised at how many people probably have this and going on and not even know it. Now, this is something I don't know that I have, but here is a tip. Engage in other activities that you enjoy doing. So take the center of food off your life, basically. I think that's just is what's going to help you get involved in your music, socializing, doing something social, but without food connected to it. So I think we have to take the focus off food. And for some people in the GLP-1 community, the love of food is still there, which I think is great because we have to live in this world with food. But I also think sometimes you got to separate from the food, right? Everything can't be surrounded around the food. So that brings us to number 8, changes in your bowel function long term. Now, when I saw that long term, I said, what? Isn't this long term meaning how long I'm taking the medication? Well, it says constipation and diarrhea. That's a known side effect, right? We often hear about that. But some people are experiencing long-term bowel irregularities, and they're also experiencing incontinence and having a sensitivity to high fiber foods. Now, this is a real thing. I know some people who have a sensitivity to high fiber foods, and that can wind you up in the hospital. So if you're one of those people, I would just be very careful, and this is a good reason to track what you're eating, how much fiber you're getting, how much protein, how many carbs, how many fats, and all of that. So here's a tip. Now, we can all say this together. Water, 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 hydration, hydration, hydration. You're going to need to drink more water. There's also a good supplement that can help with this. Check with your doctor before you take any supplement without a doctor's approval. But magnesium glycinate is going to be probably helpful for you in this situation. And I'm just going to tell you, I take Mago 7. I've been taking Mago 7 since the beginning of my journey. The earlier part of my journey, and even up to a couple of months ago, I would experience constipation and have to take this Mago 7. And I'm telling you, within 12 hours, it gets you moving. If you are somebody who struggles, try this, get the okay from your doctor or a healthcare professional, and get going. To the restroom, I may add. Number 9 is disruption to your menstrual cycle or your perimenopause symptoms. Did you know that? How about that? That is an unexpected side effect. And I don't think I made the connection and thought a lot about this. And I just actually went through menopause, and I'm postmenopausal. And because I'm postmenopausal, now that I look back, all of this stuff makes sense, right? All this is connected really to your hormones, and it all just kind of works together. So I'm just going to read to you exactly what this says because I don't want to get this wrong. Rapid weight loss and hormonal shifts can trigger irregular periods, early menopause symptoms, or even return of spotting in postmenopausal women. Now, that is good to know because if I were to see myself spotting, of course, I'm going to go to the doctor and get it checked out. But sometimes I think we panic and we get so worked up when we see blood or we see things that shouldn't be there, right? And just kind of knowing that this is something that can happen can kind of calm your fears, but still get to that doctor, right? Still get that checked out. Anytime you are bleeding and there is no reason, you get that checked out from your doctor. And even if you know a reason, you still get it checked out so you can verify the reason and the cause. So here's a tip. You want to go to that doctor and you want to track your hormones like FSH, LH, and estradiol. Menopause symptoms may shift on your GLP-1 journey. Did you know that? That is good information to know. And while you're at it, when you're at your doctor, if they're going to get your FSH, your LH, and your estradiol, ask for a full hormone panel so you can know where all your hormones are. So check out my Stand Store because I do have a freebie in there where I tell you all the hormones you need to ask for. I also have a free script that you can use to take to the doctor's office with you. So if they refuse that full hormone panel, this is what you can say and let them know you're serious about it and this is what you came for. So good luck with that. Sending hugs your way. And finally, number 10, mental health shifts. What I mean by that is anxiety, isolation, maybe feeling, like you're on this road alone. And when I say that, I think sometimes people have felt isolated from friends and family, not understanding the journey, not being able to relate. And you could have a family that's supportive, but still feel alone because they really don't get it, right? Because they're not on this journey with you. So if you have not, kudos to you. But I know a lot of us have felt alone in this journey. And so I just want to say to you, don't give up. Find a YouTube community or a community in your actual community that you can talk to and get some support from, because I think it's crucial to have somebody to be able to talk about your challenges and you celebrate your wins and just kind of walk side by side with you on this journey. We know there's a physical component, but don't forget about that mental component as well. So build that support system and start right here on the Downsizing Diva channel. We would love to have you. So those are the 10 side effects that no one really talks about. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. Is there another symptom out there that I didn't talk about that's kind of unknown, under the radar, that no one talks about? If so, drop a comment and let me know. So hopefully this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like and share the video. I want you to come interact with me live. I'm live on Sundays at 2 p.m. I'm live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. And I'm live on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. All times are Eastern. Remember to take great care of yourself. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit.